Howdy everybody, I'm Hogan Brown with Loon Outdoors, and today I'm going to show you how to tie one of my favorite and really new to me trout flies. I fish this fly, I call it my Winter Leech. I fish it basically starting out about, kind of when the angle of the sun starts to change in fall into winter, and I fish it for winter trout, winter bass, all sorts of different species. And it's, again, if you've watched me tie flies before, I'm big on varying colors and materials based on the same undercarriage of the fly. And this is really one of those patterns that you can vary material colors for whatever works in your watershed. Okay, so pretty simple fly. I tie mine in a chartreuse kind of bird's nesty with a kind of a hot peacock head, because that seems to be what works for my fish. So hopefully you learned something today. Feel free to vary it, make it your own, make it work for you. Enjoy the video. First off, on this fly, we're going to start the black thread. I use a 8/0 or 6/0 black thread will work. This is a 3/16 matte black tungsten bead. Okay, this is a fly that I'm going to want to get down. And we're tying all this onto a fire hole, basic streamer hook, but anything will work. I like the fire hole hooks because they're barbless for trout fishing, especially, keeping our lake fish a little healthier. Nice kind of upturned hook point on this. I'm going to weight it even more. Okay, I'm going to use some 25 lead. And this is because I figure I'm going to be retrieving this fairly slow on a light line, and I like a heavier fly to get down so I don't have to fish as heavy a line, but at the same time to take up tension as I'm stripping that fly in so I can maintain connection. And I just kind of shove that lead up in there. All right. Then I'm going to use, this is a new material to me, shared with me by a friend, Chuck Reagan. It's made by hogfish.com. Okay. This is mountain mohair, and it's kind of a mohair yarn. This is tree bark, and I've been using this material in a lot of different flies. It comes in a full color way, but I'm just going to tie in the tail just like this. Okay. Then I take it. One thing I'll do is kind of pull that out. And then just palmer this forward. Palmering out, pulling out those fibers as we go to get that kind of hail bop or halo mohair kind of look to the fly. And as I'm palmering this, again, as you can see, it doesn't look like it makes a super buggy body, but when you start stacking this, you are going to get a nice kind of hail bop look to the fly. Now I'm going to tie that off, trim it, Give it a nice secure. All right, once I kind of tie this off, one thing I'll do is I'll take our Loon dubbing pick here and kind of loosely start to pick out the fly. And this kind of helps get some of those fibers that got looped in, tied over, because I do like to have a nice buggy fly. Kind of give it a uniform, kind of leechy look to it. And inevitably even kind of that out. Okay. At that point, I like to add a couple little just rubber legs. Okay, and these are grizzly flutter legs from Hairline. Just take one strand, fold it over, tack it to the side, and I tend to use a hot color, okay? Pink, chartreuse, but you could use more earth tones if your fish are, a little sensitive to color, but I always like to add a little hot color in there, just right out the side. And I'll even them up right about to the back of the bend. Just like that. Then for a head, I'm just going to use some ice dub, UV peacock eye. Okay. And for this is a little stiffer. So I'm just going to set a clump right on it. Kind of pull it back. Do the same thing on the bottom. Pull it back. Hold all that back. Then pick another little bit and dub it tight, spin it tight. Okay. And that's going to kind of cover up and uniform that head. Tie it off like that. Okay, then I take this and I like to cut it. Give it a little just truly uniform color. Right there, you got Hogan's Winter Leech. Simple, easy to tie, uses some new materials, and again allows you to vary what you do and how you tie the fly. You can substitute any of these materials out for colors that work for you. It's a great fly, river, lake, bass, trout, smallmouth, whatever you have swimming around in your water.